So I went on my channel and I realized that I've made like 3 feminist videos in a row, or videos about feminism. So I decided I need to mix it up. I need to make a video about religion or something else. And so I just was going on about my day, and I was watching some videos by Atheism is Unstoppable, who he makes some pretty good videos. He doesn't have a very large channel. He has like 20,000 subscribers or so. Not insulting him, sorry. I'm not insulting people who have 20,000 subscribers or less. I just mean in terms of what I typically watch, that's a small channel. To someone that could be a huge channel. To him, that could be a huge channel, and it's a very good amount of subscribers. It's just not compared to what I typically watch. That's a small amount. Sorry if that sounded insulting or condescending or something. I didn't mean for it to. So I was watching one of his videos, and or quite a few of his videos. I watched like 3 or 4 in succession, and as you can tell by the name, he talks a lot about atheism, and or makes videos on the topic. Not necessarily talks about it, because some of his videos he doesn't even talk. The video that I'm actually going to be talking about, sort of in a sense, he didn't talk at all. He just played the video, and then he had like text like appearing like right here, in response to what the person was saying, and the person is Kirk Cameron, of all people. So basically, what the video was is it was a Google Hangout with him and some other guy who I've never seen in my life, talking about one of Kirk Cameron's movie. I don't even know what it's called, because I'll never see that shit in a million years. But they were talking about that and many other things, about how basically Hollywood is going to be taken over by Christians, by Christian movies about, you know, more values like no gay marriage, and no like pretty much anything that Christians see as bad, like no masturbating, no like premarital sex and stuff like that. Just basically trying to revert us back to an old world, which is not a good world. But that's not what I'm here to address. I'm actually here to address something that Kirk Cameron said during the video that I've heard other Christians say, and I've heard atheists respond to, and I kind of disagree with what some of the atheists say in response. But I also disagree with the Christians as well. And here's why. Kirk Cameron stated that he used to be an atheist, and that the only reason he's not still an atheist today is because of God. God helped him become Christian. And when a Christian says a story like, or gives a story like this, oftentimes an atheist will respond by saying, "Well, then you weren't a true atheist. You were just in the closet Christian," is the best way to put it, probably. And I kind of disagree, because I feel like that falls for the no true Scotsman fallacy. I believe that if Kirk Cameron thinks he's an atheist, or thinks he was an atheist, then he was an atheist. Atheism is such a broad term that I think, you know, it very well could be used to describe someone like him, who maybe was a closeted Christian. He just didn't know it. He thought he was an atheist, and so I'm not going to deny him that. I think Kirk Cameron was an atheist. However, I will come out and say I believe he was an atheist for the wrong reasons. I believe that he is not a skeptically minded person. I believe that he is very gullible, especially when he talks about how he became a Christian. It shows his gullibility. But I believe mainly that he is gullible. He is not a skeptically minded person. In order for you to really be a strong atheist, you need to be skeptically minded, for one. And for two, you need to understand why you're an atheist. If someone were to ask you the question, why are you an atheist? You should be able to answer it very clearly without giving it a second thought. Now, that brings up, you know, there's a difference between why are you an atheist and how did you become an atheist, because there's those two questions can be asked one and the same pretty much, but they have two very different answers. Like for me, why I'm an atheist is a one-sentence response. How I became an atheist is like a page response. It's like a whole story. I think I'm pretty sure I talked about it in a video actually, but like made a whole video on my story about being an atheist. But you need to be able to answer that. And I believe that Kirk Cameron wouldn't be able to answer that. Or if he was able to, he wouldn't have answered for the right reasons. You should be an atheist because you're skeptically minded. You should be an atheist because there's absolutely no proof for any gods. There is equal likelihood for each of the religions being true that currently exists. And because they're equally likely and only one of them can be true, then it's likely that none of them are true based on logic, as well as the logic that you need to provide evidence for a positive claim. Otherwise, that claim can literally just be dismissed. For some people. Not all. But I just wanted to address that because I do feel like that falls under the no true Scotsman fallacy. And for those of you that don't know what the no true Scotsman fallacy is, it's basically a fallacious argument saying that someone basically refuting someone's argument or someone's story or claim by stating that they weren't actually part of a group. Most of the time I hear no true Scotsman from Christians actually saying that, oh, that person isn't really a Christian, or oh, that person wasn't really a Christian, or saying, oh, you weren't really a Christian because you're an atheist now. You had to, if you truly have faith, you wouldn't ever lose that faith, something along those lines. But I hear atheists use it too. And I can't be certain that it falls for the no true Scotsman fallacy because I don't know enough about the no true Scotsman fallacy. I just know the general idea. It maybe doesn't for whatever reason, I don't know, but I don't want to fall for that. I don't think it's fair to define someone. If someone wants to come to me and tell me that they're a Christian, I'm going to believe them. If someone wants to tell me they're an atheist, I'm going to believe them. If someone wants to tell me they're an agnostic, I'll be like, well, are you Christian or are you theist or atheist? Because agnostic isn't a claim on belief, but if someone wants to come up and tell me they're Hindu, I'll believe them. I believe that everyone can define themselves. I don't want someone telling me that I'm not really an atheist. I mean, I clearly am because I make videos against atheism, and I know against. Did I say against atheism? I make videos against God. I make videos for atheism. I think I said against atheism. That sounds bad, but I wouldn't want someone telling me that. Just like I wouldn't want someone telling me that I'm not really an anti-feminist. This is something that kind of happened to me. This wasn't really a detrimental thing. It wasn't really that bad. It just kind of annoyed me. My mom was born and raised Lutheran Christian in a pretty religious household. Not like super religious. Not like batshit crazy creationist household, but like pretty religious household. So my mom was raised Christian. And she was always told while she was being raised, while she was growing up, that atheists are devil worshippers and they're evil. Which is kind of funny because Satanists really aren't evil. Like, Satanists are actually kind of not that bad at all if you know anything about the religion, but whatever. But she was born and raised being told that atheists are evil. And so she continues to believe that today because she was told that as a kid. That's the same thing as why like racism is so rampant, is because people are born and raised being told that black people are, bad people. And so then they, grow up around that whole ideal, and then forever it's just part of who they are. The same thing with my mom about atheism. It's becoming better. But basically when I was 10 or 11, when I kind of started thinking that I was an atheist, my mom denied it. She said, "You're not an atheist." And I said, "Well, I don't believe in God." She's like, "You're not an atheist. You're just an agnostic. I don't like the word atheist. You're not an atheist." Now, this is a little bit of a different standpoint because my mom is from the Christian side, so it's the opposite side, saying you're not truly the opposite side, but still. And I didn't really like that. I should be able to title myself how I want, in whatever way I want. I want to title myself as straight because the sexual orientation I have is straight. I believe that you can be percentage, like you can be 95% straight, but there are a couple men that you find sexually attractive, and that doesn't make you bi. I consider bi as like 50-50. Like you find both genders equally attractive. But I consider myself 100% straight. I've never found a man remotely sexually attractive. I consider myself an atheist because I don't have any beliefs or I lack a belief in any gods whatsoever, based on lack of evidence and many other reasons, but mainly the lack of evidence. I consider myself an anti-feminist because I don't like the feminist movement. I don't like the radical feminists. I don't like placing a gender label on a movement because that shows superiority for that movement. It shows bias for that movement towards one gender or the other, which is leading towards supremacy. Like, that's just leading to a problem. I consider myself an egalitarian, but I don't want anyone ever telling me differently. I don't want someone saying, well, you're not really an atheist. You're not really straight. You're not really an egalitarian. Not because I'm insulted by the opposite. If someone calls me gay, I'm not insulted by it. I don't find anything insulting about being homosexual whatsoever. If someone called me Christian, I'd just laugh. If someone called me, I guess the opposite of an egalitarian would be sexist. If someone called me sexist, I would just be like, no, I'm not. Like, I think in one of my recent videos, basically someone did call me a sexist, pretty much. And so, when someone labels themselves, whether they're Kirk Cameron, this batshit crazy guy, or someone on the opposite side who is a true atheist, well, is a strong atheist for the right reasons, I think we should listen to them. I think when someone labels themselves, whatever they are, we should listen to them. And I don't think we should ever deny someone what they label themselves. So yes, I believe Kirk Cameron was an atheist. Just for the wrong reasons. And as I finish off my Coke, I should finish off the video. That's about it for the video, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure to comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you think about this topic. Kind of a vague but weird topic, and I would like to hear you guys' opinions. But that's about it for the video. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.